More than 500 people have been killed in traffic crashes on Detroit streets in recent years, and more than 2,000 others have been seriously injured. What is the city doing to not only address those dangers, but to make Detroit streets safe and welcoming for everyone? To find out, we're joined today by Malloy Marcon, who is the Deputy Director of the Detroit Department of Public Works and is leading a project around complete streets. Welcome, Caitlin. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me, did I get those statistics right? I know that there have been some real problems on Detroit's streets in the past.
You did. You got the statistics right, and they're not ones that we're proud of. They're ones that we're trying to change. Detroit consistently has ranked in the top 5 for big cities as having dangerous roads, and that is something that is the reason, the driving force behind the city taking on the Streets for People plan.
Excellent. So, yeah, and we've definitely heard from many bus riders concerns that even if the bus ride is great, that the journey to and from, walking to and from the bus stop can be a challenge in some parts of the city. So yeah, what is the city doing to address this? What is the Streets for People project?
Streets for People is a multifaceted, comprehensive plan. So what does that mean? It means that we are going to be talking about, with Detroiters, with engineers, with designers, the street network across this entirety of the city of Detroit. Our streets make up 65% of our public open space in the city of Detroit, and they are not divided amongst those that use them equally. And so we want to talk to Detroiters about how they feel using their neighborhood streets, how they feel standing at their local bus stop, how they feel walking their children to school or driving to and from work downtown or out of the city or from neighborhood to visit family. We really want to find out how Detroiters are using those streets, how they wish they could use them, and what the future vision of that public open space is for them.
Excellent, excellent. So I've definitely seen some of the neat the visuals that your team's created, but this is a lot more than just a messaging or PR campaign. This is more than just tell people they better slow down when driving. What types of outcomes might there be from this project? How could people see real impact?
Well, every year, the Department of Public Works has a capital improvement program in which we are out filling potholes, restriping roads, installing speed humps, whatever it might be. We have dollars that go towards street projects. And so through this plan, we are hoping that we'll be engaged and get enough feedback to help us better utilize those dollars every year to create, again, those public spaces on the streets, on the sidewalks that people really want to see. And so in order to do that, we have launched the campaign to get the name out there and start to gather feedback and really start to look at a street level, project-based type of plan, but also then at the full network and how they connect into people's everyday lives.
So people do have thoughts or comments or areas of complaint or suggestions that they want to see. What are the best ways for people to share that feedback with the city?
We have an active survey on the city's website currently, and that is detroitmi.gov/streetsforpeople. We also have a text number, 313-509-1559, that folks are able to give feedback about the plan and then also sign up to stay involved with the plan as that engagement evolves. Obviously, during COVID-19, it's been very hard to do any sort of in-person engagement. So we are relying a lot on text surveys as well as the website. But we've also partnered with organizations, geographically based organizations across the city that we are hoping, as they're phone banking or handing out food, that we'll be able to get some materials in their hands and distribute it to the public that way.
Okay. Now, I moved not too long ago, moved my family into the city in the 7 Mile and Livernois area. And I know that the city's plans on Livernois have been, they've been some things that people didn't like, some people did like. I can certainly share. I love the protected bike lanes that are along Livernois, being able to ride with my 7 and 10-year-olds around the area up to Ferndale down down towards the University District has certainly been great. So you mentioned speed humps, bike lanes. What are some of the other tools that the city has that you could potentially put into place to make the streets safer, to make the streets more welcoming?
There are a number of tools, again, from very small type restriping projects up to, Livernois, which really got the grand treatment. And some of those things and some of those focuses are on our most vulnerable users. And so those are our pedestrians and our bike riders. Those are also our transit riders, because at the beginning and end of a transit trip, you're usually a bike rider or a pedestrian. And so how can we make the environment safer for everyone? And that could just be as simple as better marking a bus stop so that folks aren't parking in that stop or driving in that lane, which then you're getting splashed if it's raining. And everybody's kind of been in that position before, and it's not fun. So it could be just as simple as better striping a parking lane to keep people in the driving lane so that the pedestrians feel more comfortable on a narrow sidewalk. But it can go all the way up to more street trees, bus shelters, benches, better markings of things like bus stops or where the bike lanes are. So we're really talking about everything, how often we have a crosswalk across the road, what type of crosswalk that is, what type of signage we're using. So it really covers anything that you see between the buildings that is happening in that public right-of-way area.
Wow, that's a big project to be taking on, especially in a city this size. Is there a specific time frame for this project, or is it something that's going to be ongoing?
So we just started our public launch in the fall, and we will go for a full year into next fall of 2021 before we will wrap up what those recommendations are. Our initial survey, as I said, is posted currently, detroitmi.gov/streetsforpeople. But we will move into, mapping exercises and more engagement on the technical level that people can really give location-specific recommendations or concerns for their neighborhoods. That will be the next step, and that is going to happen in the early spring.
All right. So it seems like there's going to be a lot of opportunities for people to share both what they would really like the city public space to become. I like that idea of the streets really are a huge portion of the public space, and yet so much of the streets are designed just for cars. I love this idea of really thinking through complete streets and really thinking about how to make them welcoming and safe for everyone. So one more time, how can people get involved? And is there anything else people should know?
I would love to drive people again to detroitmi.gov/streetsforpeople or text Streets for People to 313-509-1559. Both of those locations, you will get feedback for the plan, but you can also give us your advice and your recommendations for what you want to see in your neighborhoods. Anything else we should know? I do just want to say, we talked about how most of our street is dedicated to our cars. We have a lot of drivers in Detroit. So even if you're a driver, this plan is for you. We're trying to keep you safe as a motorist as well. And a lot of these street changes will again help commute times and help for the safety factor of anybody using the street.
Absolutely. And I will say, driving around the city, sometimes it's hard to tell, is this 2 lanes? Is this 1? Is that parking? Is that, so I think making it clearer and safer for drivers, while also making sure the streets are for all users, not just drivers, but for everyone, is a great goal. And I certainly appreciate the work that you're doing. We will certainly spread the word and keep in touch with you as this moves forward. We look forward to seeing what you learn.
Great. So thank you so much again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We've got Caitlin Malloy Marcon from the Detroit's Department of Public Works. And you've been watching Tapping into Transit. made possible by TRU's members, the people who support our work. So if you're not yet a member, please join TRU today at DetroitTransit.org. And if you are a member, thank you for making this possible. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.